Did you know new footage of King Von passing away was leaked online, documenting the moments leading and after the bullets started flying?
Yo, you sit over here. You sit over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. Hey, this is my brother, okay? Hey, come on, chill. You come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay? Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
With this body cam footage leaking online and more to be seen, a viral tweet would then share, King Von made it through his 2 surgeries, woke up screaming for his firearm, then went into shock, then sadly passed away. He only had 1 more surgery to go, as these were words from a close member in OTF.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago, he made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the 2nd surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
But to understand the newest footage, it's important to remember that rappers already hinted towards this before. As on November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew prepared to head to the club in Atlanta for his album release party. A night that was supposed to be a massive celebration of the life and success of King Von ended up turning into the worst thing imaginable. King Von had many enemies. Growing up in a dangerous place like O-Block, he knew the risks of being caught out in public without a firearm. So when rolling out to the club, Von's crew consisted of 20 to 25 members spread across 8 vehicles that all went to the party. Even King Von's manager 100K Track spoke on the extreme measures King Von took regarding security, just so you get an idea.
I travel with 1 security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
However, later on in the night, while everyone's celebrating and partying, something would change to King Von. He would suddenly act out and put his entire life in jeopardy. It's rumored that King Von received a text message or an Instagram DM, likely from Quando Rondo, saying that they're near each other. While everyone else is celebrating the King Von album, Von would end up ending the party around 2:30 a.m. Von and his entourage would begin exiting the club, with the plan being returning to the Airbnb and the hotel for the night. However, King Von, he had different ideas.
Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
The entire crew would end up heading to the Airbnb. King Von, on the other hand, told his driver to go to a different club known as the Monaco Lounge. This would be the first decision of many that led to the end of King Von.
So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Now, King Von wanted to keep this low key. This was, however, until his manager felt the sudden urge to let the security know to head over to the Monaco Lounge as soon as possible. When the rest of the team found out, they all loaded into their vehicles, grabbed all their firearms, and began driving to the Monaco Lounge instantly. Once Von's manager got to Monaco, he knew something was off about King Von. He wasn't acting like the upbeat guy that he usually is. Instead, he was sitting in the back corner of the SUV, sitting there on his phone and not even talking to anyone. Von's security would end up arriving. They were ready to enter the club, but he would continue to sit in the SUV for 30 minutes.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30-35 minutes.
This is when 100K Track knew he had to go and check on him. He was able to get King Von to agree to go into the lounge, but due to Monaco's club rules, Von's crew had to leave their firearms in their cars. So first, they would send in security to go and check the entire club, making sure everything is safe, there's no opps, or anyone else holding a firearm.
I went to the car he was in, I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, No, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no.
While the club ended up being clean, no signs of danger, the actual danger ended up being outside in the parking lot. This is due to Quando Rondo sleeping in his car. Quando Rondo was with a few of his own gang members, Lil Tim, Lil Pab, as well as other street dudes. They were waiting for King Von to arrive, which is why they were sleeping. This was, however, until one of Von's security guards ended up checking the parking lot, to which he found Quando sleeping in his car. He ran over and told King Von, Quando's over there sleeping.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
And for the first time within hours, King Von finally had a reaction. He would end up jumping straight out of the SUV, putting his phone in his pocket. He would end up going to confront Quando Rondo. Von's team, however, tried to get him to chill out and not start a scene, but he wasn't listening at all. Von would end up running around the front of the white vehicle and immediately began swinging at Quando, who was just waking up from a nap.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Then only a couple of seconds into the brawl, Quando's best friend Lil Tim, who was weirdly sleeping beside him in the car, ended up coming out from the backside with his firearm. He would end up using it towards King Von, hitting him multiple times across his body. Von's manager also got hit once in the leg, but Von's members were still strapped, with all of them still sitting inside of the vehicle and his actual security being inside of the club. Von's crew were able to get out of their car and begin retaliating against Lil Tim. One would end up connecting, making him fall to the ground only a few feet away. However, with the noise eclipse going off in the area, two off-duty officers working security down the street and one on-duty officer would end up pulling up to the scene. Creeping up to where they would unleash multiple rounds into the area, hitting and ending one of King Von's members, but during this, Von lies right into the middle of the street with Quando still beside him. Many believe that Quando is trying to snatch Von's chain. However, 100K Track believes Von was holding Quando there to shield himself while also holding on for his own life.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think B-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong, like he was literally holding him.
Once the scene relaxed and people stopped using their firearms, this started the race to save King Von's life. His closest friend Muwop would run right into the middle of the street. Not caring what was going on, he would end up hitting Quando away from Von, causing Quando and his team to all hop into the white car and begin driving away. They would end up driving to the nearest hospital. Meanwhile, Muwop was carrying King Von into the getaway car to also go to the exact same hospital. What many don't know is, despite being hit 4 times, King Von was actually conscious the entire time in the getaway car. Members that were inside of the vehicle also spoke out, saying Von was actually the one trying to keep everyone in good spirits, and he's the one that assured everyone everything will be okay.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Von was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
Then after arriving at the hospital, Von would be rushed into the operating room, but unfortunately passed away during surgeries. However, new reports would share that Von actually lived through the surgeries. He sadly passed away after waking up and looking around for a firearm. However, a nurse would end up rushing into his hospital room, startling him, and that is what caused it. This is the same firearm that Boosie was speaking about.
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if all you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging.
me up,
for
bro.
everyone right now.
That f me up, bro. Cause I like King Von. You know?
As the news of King Von's passing would end up shaking the entire rap industry. Being one of Chicago's most fearless and dangerous gang members, many didn't even believe that he passed away by another rapper.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
As on the other side, Lil Tim would end up surviving his injuries at the same hospital just a few doors down on the same hospital floor that Von was in. He was also arrested and charged with the passing of King Von, where he would end up going through multiple bond hearings and being denied on each one of them. But in March 2021, he received a $100,000 bail. Since then, the charges would be dropped against Lil Tim. In August 2023, his lawyer wrote, "The case against Mr. Leaks, aka Lil Tim, was dismissed before ever being indicted." Not only did Von's passing very much anger many O-Block members, but him being found not even guilty of it, this put them over the edge. They couldn't just let it go. So in the following months, we would end up hearing of a big-time hit against Quando's crew.
And now the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles and cameras captured the aftermath.
As a result, one of Quando's closest friends, Lil Pab, was taken out during the hit that was supposed to be against Quando Rondo. As news footage would capture the moment when Quando found out, he experienced the same pain that Von's friends did just 1 year prior.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
As with Lil Durk being charged with M for hire for trying to get Quando Rondo, we would end up seeing Quando himself come out on an interview saying that he wishes things were handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.